Zion is not close to returning. It's not good. Another day in the life of New Orleans sports fan. The Pelicans are somehow in a worse situation than the Saints, who are in the worst situation ever. We are watching the Pat McAfee show. Shams is on there. We're going to talk about Zion. We're going to talk about the Pelicans. I can't wait to hear this conversation and get my blood boiling.
Around the first week of November, I think November 8th, November 9th. I don't have around that early November time period. He's still out. It's about a month later, a little under a month later. He's not close to coming back.
Jeez.
He's not going to be back this week. He's not going to be back next week.
Jesus Christ.
The good news for the Pelicans, from what I'm told, he did start to get on the basketball court over the weekend. They were in New York for a game against the Knicks on Sunday. So he got on the court, but very, very light activity from what I was told. And this is going to be a gradual. We know about the steps.
Dejounte Murray fractured his hand, had surgery, and is going to be back or is back in a shorter timeline than Zion Williamson. Mark Stone for the Vegas Golden Knights last year had back surgery and 2 years ago and played for the Golden Knights in a shorter timeline than what Zion is dealing with his problems.
The
warm-up. The warm-up.
One-on-ones, 2-on-1,
1-on-1, 2-on-2s, 3-on-3s. Get him through his progression. It is tough for Zion though, because he came into
the NBA is the only sport that I know where it's like, oh, you pulled a hamstring, we'll shut you down for 6 weeks and reevaluate.
the season, guys. He's the lightest he's weighed since his rookie year. He came in great shape, and to have him hurt already, and that hamstring, it's been a chronic issue for him. He's had multiple hamstring strains.
Yeah, he's got chronic hamstring problems. Like, what's going on, brother? You're not drinking pickle juice. You're not hydrated. You're not stretching. I mean, how do you have chronic hamstring problems in your early 20s?
Over the last few years. So he can't catch a break. He's out. We'll see exactly when he's going to be back. Is it going to be at the end of this month? Is it going to be into January? The Pelicans don't know. And the other issue that they have...
Now, hold on. Before we move on to any other issue, let's finish up Zion here. And I appreciate you having other news, and we'll definitely get to that. Zion with the hamstring, he's so explosive.
No, he's not in fucking shape.
What?
Like, soft tissue, you got to be in shape. You got to be professional.
Did you see the tattoo video?
You got to be proactive and staying away from that. Like, come on, you're too young to have... What's his contract? Do they have an out as a team going forward with his contract?
There are ways where if the Pelicans were to waive him come off season, potentially, they would be able to do that for free. That I don't believe that is not something that's on the table.
I mean, that is a crazy thought that we would just waive him. Zion, supposed to be the savior, can't do nothing, sits on the sideline, doesn't even actually do that. A majority, so I go to almost every Pelicans home game. I've got people at every Pelicans home game, and they all say the same thing. Oh, Zion wasn't even there tonight. Yeah, Zion wasn't even there. No, he wasn't even on the sidelines. Wasn't even on the bench. So sometimes he'll just straight up not even go to the game. How much do you have to not care to not even go to the game, to be nursing a hamstring and you're playing 2K on the couch while your team is playing?
That as of right now, the Pelicans have no intention to waive Zion Williamson.
Yeah.
They want to figure out a way, anyway, to find the people around Zion Williamson to do anything to get him to be on the court. That's their number one objective.
Really? It's not the people around him. What do you mean, Shams? Get the people around Zion to get him on the court? Brother, unless the people around him are compression pants. I mean, there's like giant leg sleeves that like act as hyperbaric time chambers or whatever. I mean, it's nothing to do with the players on the court. The guy, he himself can't be on the court.
You don't want to waive a guy that early and then he goes out somewhere else and he's healthy, because we know when he's on the court, even this year, the numbers he puts up, he impacts winning. He just
triple-double. I made a video about this a couple weeks ago. Zion does not put up the stats to register this like superstar kind of this idea that he's a superstar. Zion is a 22-5 guy. Zion is a good version of Pascal Siakam. Like the idea that he's a triple-double guy, the idea that he's an MVP level player Give me a break.
Has not been on the court.
They-
He has not been optimized the right way for the Pelicans because he simply just is not on the court.
So that tattoo video. So every time
I will say that video, from what I understand, that was a video that was taped in the offseason.
Thank-
So
I'd hope.
it
okay,
came out
before he got in shape.
but
Okay, good.
I will say this: it did take place, from what I understand, in the offseason, not recently.
Okay, that's a big deal.
Might be
I
a
would like
shame.
to let that be known, yeah, because from that time to, because anytime he goes to media day before the season, and I'm a massive Zion fan. Actually, the day before COVID happened, I introduced the Pelicans, the entire starting lineup down in the blender down there in New Orleans, strictly because on the internet I was so loud about Zion not being the last person introduced. Like, the only reason you guys are on national TV is because this fucking guy is on your team, and they introduced him like second or third or something. I'm like, let the guy come out last. Like, what are we even doing here? So that started a relationship with me and the Pelicans. I go down there. That's how big of a fan I am of Zion, because I've said this before. I've been watching him since he's, 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
Just dunking, doing shit that just like, oh my God, this is
Freak show.
a special
This is a Zion-friendly show. Everyone wants him on the court. The league
We
would
would
love for him to play. The Pelicans, we as fans,
I'm so done with Zion, I can't even stand it. Like, if he's the worst version of Blake Griffin. I mean, he can dunk. Cool. It's the NBA. Everybody can dunk. Let him do the slam dunk contest once a year and then call it a career. But as far as like him, I mean, he's been like, guys, we're talking about the Pelicans being in limbo for like 6 years. This is too much. I'm done with it. I'm tired of it. It's the same song and dance. And what's really pissing me off is all of the off-court stuff where he's either not at the games or he's firing his agent or getting a new agent because of rumors he wants to go to New York or because of rumors he didn't get this deal. I'm sick of seeing him, memes and memes nonstop about him. He's holding the franchise hostage. The Pelicans can't do anything because they're crossing their fingers that Zion comes back and all of a sudden miraculously he can play. The guy can't play. Even when he is out there, he's not going to drag us to anything. Even when he's out there, he's going to give us a good old-fashioned 22-6, and we'll call it a day. He's going to do the same thing, get the ball at the top, ISO, drive to the basket, try and make a layup. Shoot, no, doesn't have it. Rebound, LOL, not going to happen. So I've got nothing for him. I mean, he's not a transcendent player. He's not a generational player. When he got drafted, we were saying, well, worst case scenario, he might just be Zach Randolph. LOL, I'd cut my arm off for Zach Randolph on the Pelicans. I hope the Pelicans get rid of Zion, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, start over. Start with Dejounte, Trey, Herb, and it is what it is. But the Pelicans are a miserable watch. And the Zion stuff is absolutely ridiculous.
any basketball fan, you want to see a guy like that play. He is really one of one. I mean, I remember his rookie year, that was a conversation.
He's
right?
not.
A guy that's 280 plus pounds, a guy that's 6'6" and can jump and move and play way above that size from a height perspective, and the way he's able to move his weight and get off the ground. Like, no one does it the way he does it still.
6'6", 280. We're 6 years in, and we're still talking about, oh, man, he's got some crazy bounce. He bounced his ass into sweatpants and sit on the bench because he's hurt 80% of every season. So the fact that he's still getting this much run because he can dunk, because he's 6'6", 280 and can dunk cool, that's where we're at. Like, at a certain point, that just can't matter anymore.
He just has not been able to
That's
stay healthy.
the issue, though,
Pelicans
because
are
he's
trying
been able to
find
do all that at the weight. There's really been no repercussions for any of his other stuff. Like, you can be a little bit, he's probably a little bit more lackadaisical with the dieting.
Lackadaisical. Or lackadaisical, or whatever the hell he said.
Tough word.
I see what you did there. Lackadaisical.
Yeah, exactly. You did see and hear what he did there. But yes, I think that maybe he got away with a lot of stuff because of how athletic he was. It happens in football, too. It happens in professional sports. At some point, though, you got to get to I got to be a pro. Mm-hmm. Like, I got to be a pro. And I think that's what...
My brother in Christ, this isn't year one. This isn't year two. This has been happening year after year after year after year.
What you're saying whenever they're like, the Pelicans, the league, everybody just wants people around him that want him to be great, be a pro, basically, is like kind of the message here?
Whatever it is at this point, like, it has not worked to an highly optimal
and I'm sure it'll
level.
just flip like that and work now, okay?
What's your problem? Why don't
I mean, how many fucking excuses are we going to make for this guy? Like, what?
I mean, this guy's a can't make this guy right here the head of the show, because he's 100% correct. It's like, what are we talking about? This is his 5th season. We're going into his 6th season. All right. So if this one's a wash, you're telling me like, oh well, we just need to get some better trainers, or oh well, we just need to get some more people around him, or oh we just need. You can say that for the first year, for the first 2 years. After a while, it just is what it is. I agree. Last year, whenever the talk was about his diet and red beans and rice and all this other stuff about New Orleans, that was my whole thing last year. Where it's like you're giving him like a security blanket. You're getting him off the hook by saying, "Oh well, it's just the New Orleans cuisine." No, it's that the guy can't stay healthy. It's that the guy doesn't want to be on the court. It's that the guy is that could give 2 shits about the Pelicans. That's the problem. It's nothing to do with, oh, we'll get a better staff around them. When I'll tell you exactly when the writing was on the wall. When it was the play-in tournament and we were about to get eliminated at home, and he was doing windmill dunks in pregame in sweats, doing windmill dunks in pregame in sweats, and then sat on the sidelines and watched us get eliminated at home in the play-in. That's when I said, okay, I've had enough of this.
And it's basically like, hey, we need to go out and fucking hire Doogie Howser. That's the only way we can keep him healthy. Guess what? It ain't fucking happening, okay? The guy can't do it. He might need to go somewhere else. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. I want to see him play too, but I'm sick and tired of this happening. Zion tweaks his hamstring. Oh, no, he's going to be out for fucking 6 months. He's going to be out for 6 months.
Ridiculous.
There's just no way.
It's ridiculous. I basically tore both my quads playing adult league softball many moons ago. I didn't miss a game. I might have missed one game because, I mean, I honestly could barely walk. I might have missed one game. It is unbelievable that these guys are 20, 21, 22 years old, pull a hamstring, tweak a hammy, tweak a quad, tweak a calf, and they, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, get shut down for 4 weeks. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Shut down for 4 weeks, 6 weeks. We'll reevaluate in 6 weeks. Okay, now they're doing underwater sprints. Okay, now they're doing body weight squats out of desks. Okay, maybe in 2 weeks we'll do a simulated practice, and then we'll do practice, and then season's over. It's just crazy how coddled basketball players are right now with these injuries. It's ridiculous.
We can get this guy back right now. He's just
he's got to do one-on-ones.
Yeah, one-on-ones,
2-on-1,
2-on-1.
Well, this is the thing.
3-on-2.
This is
It's like how
6-week injury.
What's that, buddy?
It's a 4 to 6 week injury, but the Pelicans said indefinitely because with Zion Williamson, you don't know. Could it be earlier? Could it
He's
be
not
later?
a fucking alien. He's a human being. What do you mean you don't know?
Yeah, I agree. Again, this guy right here, I mean, I might vote for him for president. But yeah, when people are like, we just don't know, Zion's so special. It's like, he's not. He's 6'6", 280 and can dunk. He's not Wembanyama. He's not someone that we've never seen before. He's not 7'4", 290 pounds who can play 18 different positions. Like, he is the most we have seen this before player in the history of the NBA. Again, he's 6'6", 280. Cool. He doesn't shoot, doesn't do anything, doesn't rebound, can jump. That's it. Can he jump better than Ja Morant? No, not really. I mean, is he even like the most spectacular athlete? No, probably not. Does he get physically dominated by people like Giannis? Yes, he does. So it's not like he's this alien problem that no one has ever seen and he's just an unclassified, like science experiment. He's a pretty normal thing. Yeah, he did some cool stuff at Duke. That's it. Like, and even at Duke, what did he average at Duke? Like 23-8, 23-9, or something like that. I mean, Michael Beasley was putting up better numbers in college. Adam Morrison was putting up better numbers in college. So this idea that he's this like freak thing that no one has ever seen, and we just have to see him on the court, and we just have to get him on the court. Like, give me a break.
Oh, this is the 5th year this has happened.
Don't know.
Jesus Christ.
You just want to see him play.
Just want to see the fucking guy play.
Joke, man. Just get on the court. It's all we want.
It's a fucking joke.
We would love it if you were
ridiculous.
just on the court.
They don't know.
That first picture of media day is always a big one for us.
Yeah.
Whenever they put up a picture of Zion at media
he's
day,
baby oiled
we're
up,
always like, "How
looks jacked.
he looked kind of John."
Jack had the beard.
Yeah, and I think they even like a little bit broke a sweat a little bit, had a little
baby
glistening
oil.
going on.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, hold on. Zion's
yeah.
in shape. Then he gets hurt, then he's out, then that tattoo video drops in. It's like, what?
Not good.
Wait a second.
Not great timing on that tattoo video, by the way.
No.
For something to be filmed in the summer to drop while you're out and your team, this team, what are they, 4-17 right now?
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
they fucking blow.
they-
And no thoughts of moving on.
Get rid of him.
I know Brandon Ingram. He just.
Well, so hold on. I think that's potentially what you were going to get into. What else is the other things happening with the New Orleans Pelicans, and also Zion come up here to Indiana?
Exactly. Sure. Change of scenery.
You think he needs Kilroy's breadsticks and his bread?
Listen, there's good food here.
Good eats.
There's good eats
Well,
here.
it sounds like he needs to just go because the team doctor for the Pelicans is from 1745. Let's maybe get a fucking guy who knows about modern medicine.
Like, well, we could try.
They have had so many guys injured this season. They've had, like, it's like,
Exactly.
it's like a hospital.
Well,
Like, they
let's try.
When you look at the Pelicans and the Saints, it really is like 80% of starters. I mean, you think about the Pelicans so far have had Zion, Ingram, CJ, Trey, Herb, Alvarado. Jordan Hawkins was hurt for a spell there. Probably missing some more people. That's basically every starter. You go to the Saints, I mean, a laundry list, like 6 linemen, Derek Carr, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, defensively, Marshawn Lattimore. Then we trade Lattimore. DeMario Davis missed games. Taysom Hill tears his ACL. Like, it has been a disgusting, despicable couple of months for the Saints and Pelicans as far as injuries. The Saints have been bad. The Saints have been unenjoyable to watch. The Saints look like the greatest team in the history of sports compared to the Pelicans. The Pelicans roll up to wherever, get blown out, while Brandon Boston is doing his best to drag this team around. Like, they are a horrific outfit.
Give
One
him
guy,
a
two
lobotomy.
guys,
They
three
used to
guys.
do that too. It's a
They
fucking
got 6
joke.
guys at one point out. Like, it's.
So what else is
You
that? What's
can't
going
win the
on?
NBA.
4-17,
This
brother.
team stinks.
Doogie House.
Dude, that was a good call. That was a good call.
Missed that
Dude.
show.
Yeah, that
Good show.
It's a good show.
Good show. Just need that. What else were you about to say before you wanted? You just wanted to move past all that. Yeah,
can't do it.
What the fuck?
Do it.
And the best part is you guys got some more information out of that conversation. Right? Like,
Good
people
for
didn't
us.
know that
Journalism.
that back
Give and take.
tattoo, the one that we saw, that was from the summer. Also, there's not going to be a Zion Williamson waiver. They need to figure out how to get him on the court. But also, this whole Pelicans roster, they've had so many guys in and out. You can make the case from an on-paper perspective, this is the most talented roster the Pelicans have ever had. The problem, none of them are able to have consistent health. Dejounte Murray, he's out. Herb Jones, he's been out a significant period of time. The young players, Jordan Hawkins, he's been out. CJ McCollum, he's out. Zion Williamson, he's out. Brandon Ingram, he's out with a calf injury. I do think Brandon Ingram, Herb Jones, potentially back on Thursday. So now you're somewhat whole, but you still have Zion Williamson and Jose Alvarado out with hamstring injuries.
He's sneaky.
And so they have so many injuries. I'm like, calf, hamstring, we don't know.
Jose is the same thing. Jose got paid because of the fans singing a cool chant and him doing a bunch of sneaky steals where he'd hide in the corner and then he'd get the steal from get the steal on Chris Paul. And that's it. But he's another guy who it's like, man, what is he even doing?
Know what it is. So those 2 guys are still out. But Brandon Ingram's future, I think, between now and the February trade deadline, is he going to sign a contract extension or is he going to?
Oh, you got to trade Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram, he is stuck in 2002, mid-range, dribble the air out of the ball, take the shot clock down, doesn't play defense. I mean, there's no room for that in today's game. Ingram would be fantastic on the 2001, Pistons, but doesn't work in today's NBA. So you got to trade him, which I would assume would be why Brandon Ingram signed with Clutch Sports.
Trade. He's in the last year of his deal, $36 million. He just made an agency change, and when a player changes an agency in the last year of his deal, what are you trying to accomplish here? And when Brandon Ingram, I think his future is in greater focus now. And I believe these conversations with him are going to heat up between now and January, will it be an extension or will it be a trade? That's
trade.
what the future is for
It's a
Brandon
trade.
Ingram.
I'll go ahead and tell you
He's
that.
a guy, from what I'm told, he wants to win. He wants to compete. The problem is this team is not doing that right now. We still have not seen them fully healthy this season.
Brandon Ingram, phenomenal vibes and altitudes, right? When I saw him?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Same guy.
Would like him to come to the Pacers, too. Let him come to the Indiana Pacers.
No one wants to do that either.
What's that? He wants to win. He wants to come to Indiana, play for the
Who's
Pacers.
his new agent?
Yeah, where'd he go from? Because didn't Zion change agencies, too?
Zion Williamson changed agencies. He went somewhere, and then he went to William Morrison Devers,
WME.
and then Brandon Ingram, he went to Clutch Sports with Rich Paul. So
There you
Okay.
go.
you make a move like that,
Wonder where he's
and,
going.
and
Yeah, L.A.
I think everyone understands there's some business that's going to be handled too.
Could be anywhere. I think Rich kind of just runs the whole thing. You know, remember he was calling people, don't draft him.
Yeah, he's not going to come. So
You want him to go play in Australia?
okay,
Yeah.
All right.
go ahead.
Turns out there's no chance he was doing that.
Well, that's
Supposedly,
part of the game.
supposedly.
That's part of the game. baby.
Supposedly.
That's part of the game. Okay, let's talk about Rich Paul and L.A. D-Butch got a question for you.
Yeah, the face of the league, one of the greatest of all time, LeBron James.
All right, so there you go. The Pelicans are a complete disaster. I'm sick and tired of Zion. I'm sick and tired of Brandon Ingram. I'm sick and tired of David Griffith. Get rid of all of them. Restart. Dejounte Murray, he's the only player that, Dejounte, Herb, Trey, and we got all these picks. What are we doing with them? Make something happen. It's the only thing worse than watching the Saints is watching the Pelicans. It's a brutal time to be a New Orleans sports fan, but I'm sick of it. I really am. I'm sick of the 6-week timelines for a tweaked hamstring or whatever's going on. So it's just unbelievable. Ladies and gentlemen, get on down in the comments below. Let me know what you think. I love that hat. I need to get that hat right there. I will see you in the next video.